fucking Caleb right there.
There we go.
And as per usual, we're late, but yeah, welcome to another episode of Rankum. This is going to be a fun one because for most people like that don't really know, the Schmodown live event was in Houston the past weekend, and so that's why I thought, well, action movies on the pole be a fun one to put on. And I picked. I mean, I was going to put all action movies over everything, but I thought, well, I'll just go 80s and 90s because you can do multiple lists with many decades. But before we get into this, on the fan poll for the animated TV themes from last week, which a lot of people are still upset that Phineas and Ferb didn't make it on, but the fan poll went this way. At number 5 was Magic School Bus. At number 4 was Pokemon. At number 3 was Arthur. At number 2 was Animaniacs. And number 1 was the DuckTales.
And
So
the real number one, Phineas and Ferb, because you guys suck.
So Brooklyn, no one else likes The Simpsons. But I'm going to introduce the panel. Here with us again, you saw him last week, is Cody Newbury. Cody, how's it going?
It's going great. This isn't called Rankum. This is on how many no's can I do till Matt's head explodes. So, yeah, this is going to be a really fun episode. As long as he doesn't bring up any Kurt Russell, Sylvester Stallone, or Jean-Claude Van Damme, we will be fine. So other than that, this will be a good episode.
And also here with us is Matt Kearns, and Stardew wants to know, did you get a haircut?
No, I'm actually just prematurely balding. Oh, my hair ran away because it saw Cody. No. Hi, I'm here. I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum. And I'm all out of oh shit, wait, no, I got one piece left. No, we're just here, we're just having fun here today. We're gonna talk about some great action movies. I'm gonna try and piss off Cody by saying no to some
VHS.
No, it's a VHS box. It's where I got my Bloodsport t-shirt from.
That's disgusting.
You know what's disgusting? Your hat. So don't even start with me. I love 80s and 90s action movies. It's a good thing Malcolm didn't choose all because pretty much my whole list still would have been the 80s and 90s. So this is going to be fun. I use air quotes. This is going to be Rankum. That's what I should just say. No, this is going to be Rankum.
And also here with us is Caleb. Caleb, how's it going?
Justice for Phineas and Ferb. But also, I too... I will say, Matt, I do like Cody's hat only because they are ranked lower than the Minnesota Twins right now, which is great. So,
don't act like you know baseball.
I did a fantasy baseball draft, and I have no idea if my team is good or not.
The only thing I know about baseball is that Red Sox played them, and also Babe Ruth. But anyway. Without any further ado, we're going to start. Because this is an uneven number of people. Because this is an even number of people.
I was about to say Malcolm.
The person nominating their vote doesn't matter. It's all down to the other three on the panel whether it makes the list or not, which is going to be really interesting. But Cody, what is the first nomination you're going to throw out there?
Okay. My first nominated. I think there was for sure 3 that are clear cut, so I'm gonna wait for those. And this may be also people consider a clear cut. This is probably my favorite action movie of the 90s by far. I've watched it so many times. I think the concept is really interesting, and they played it off really well. And I'm going with Speed. Keanu Reeves, Speed. The bus, the traveling, the back and forth, trying to get people in and off the bus. I really just enjoy Speed a lot. Top 12 list. I definitely do think it deserves to make the list for sure.
Matt, what do you say about Speed?
I fucking hate. Well, I could say a lot about Speed. You mean the movie? I hate Cody because my plan was originally to say no to all of his choices, and yet the first one he throws out is my favorite action movie of all time. So I have to say hell yes to my favorite action movie, Speed. Speed is it is the best because it doesn't stop. From you start with the elevator, then you go to the bus, and then you go to the subway. It just is a fucking fun, crazy, wild ride. Keanu Reeves, Sandra Bullock, Dennis Hopper, Jeff Daniels. It's great.
I mean, of course it doesn't stop. The bus can't slow down, so.
Oh my god.
But Caleb, what do you say about Speed?
All terrible jokes and puns aside, Speed's a really good movie. It's really fun, and yeah, they can see yes from me.
And Speed would have been a definite yes for me as well. But
A quiz, hotshot. Your hair and sugar into your head. What do you do? What do you do?
But anyway, I'm going to throw it over to Matt. Matt, what is the first movie you're going to throw out there?
This is actually tough because it's going to be the first one I was going to throw out. A list of what could make this. Okay, I'm not sure if this is going to make this list, but I'm going to throw it out anyway. As far as like 90s action movies go, they were really fun with the concepts they came up with. And one of my favorites in that regard is Demolition Man. I think this movie just creating this sort of perfect society and then bringing in Stallone and Snipes from the past. And the two of them make this movie. They're both playing it really crazily. And I mean, Snipes is, like that scene when he's beating up all the cops is like, and he's doing this stuff with the piano. Oh shit, I wonder if I can play the piano too. And then just Stallone is just he's kind of like really subdued compared to some of his other action movie roles. Like the scene when he's like, and this cool guy who wants to be Taco Bell, which well knows I'm like a burrito. I love this movie. And Phoenix.
So Caleb, what do you say?
Come back to me. I have to think about this for a couple of seconds longer.
Cody, what do you say?
I wanted this to be an act in a game with me and Matt all night, but I really am not a fan of Demolition Man. I found it like somewhat entertaining the first time, but I don't like it on rewatches as much. Mm-hmm. I feel like there's a ton of other ones, and I think this was the right time to nominate Demolition Man because
that's why I brought it up.
It would be too soon, but yeah, I understand why. I don't hate him for the choice. It's definitely got some great moments. It just has never resonated with me.
Yeah, it's a silly action movie, so it's one of those I can understand why you wouldn't like it. Like I love it, but I can get why. Yeah, I don't hate you, Cody, for this one.
But okay, yeah, I mean, Demolition Man is the 3 seashells, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah,
the place is supposed to get the toilet paper, or you guys these 3 seashells. He doesn't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I know about it. I've not actually seen the movie.
Fucking knew it.
Oh,
let it begin.
So it's all down to Caleb.
Yeah. See, I forgot about the seashells thing until you said it, and that's really stupid. And Taco Bell's kind of stupid. I'm gonna say no.
That's why.
Kind of. It is. It's kind of stupid. It just doesn't appeal to me. I don't know.
It went from this is a really hard decision to it's stupid.
It was because originally I thought about it and I was like, the Taco Bell thing is like the only memorable piece. I heard about it. I was gonna give you a maybe. But the seashells thing was. I forgot about that.
But anyway, Caleb, what do you get nominated?
Look, I'm going to go for a layup. I'm going to get it out of the way right now. Terminator 2 Judgment Day is freaking great, guys. Freaking great. The T-1000 is terrifying. Arnold gets to be the hero Terminator, which I thought was gonna suck after seeing the first Terminator, and I actually really enjoyed it. Yeah, I think Terminator 2 Judgment Day is great. I'm putting that one on the board.
Cody, what do you say about Terminator 2 Judgment Day?
Well, can't really deny this one. He's kind of correct as a layup, at least for me. I love T2. I just rewatched the original Terminator, and I honestly love that one. I don't know if I slightly love the first one more, but honestly, both films are, I think, two amazing movies. So he brought up T2. If Matt would have brought up T1, I don't care. I would have said either one. I might say yes to either. I just think T2, that beginning chase is insane. The T1000 is haunting and terrifying as he melts and goes through stuff. I know he ranks in like the top 10 of villains of all time, but he literally could be in the top 3. He's that menacing and just does not stop. It keeps going. I think the sci-fi for what it did in 91 is insane for what they were able to create. And especially after you watch the first one, especially if you watch them back to back, you're like, oh my gosh, how does she even trust the Terminator after what she had to go through and put her into the mental hospital? It's honestly a perfect sequel to the first one, which doesn't normally happen. So yeah, I will say T2 as 100% yes for me at least.
Yeah. And Matt, what do you say about T? Wait, Matt. Matt, what do you say about T2?
I love the first one more. It's in my top 10 favorite movies of all time. Having said that, I never looked at the first Terminator as an action movie. It's a thriller to me. It's a thriller. It's a chase movie, not an action movie. Like, it has gunplay, but T2 is a straight up action movie, and it's fantastic. And it was made at that great time where post Aliens and right before Jurassic Park, where action movies were a great mix of practical and digital before like we got to like the giant mnemonics where it was all digital. So you have these great like car chases where it's actually cars, and Linda Hamilton and Arnold actually went to gun ranges and had to learn to do this stuff because you couldn't easily digitally replace like a face for them and just have a stunt person doing it the whole time. But what makes it one of the best action movies is the story comes before the action. And I think that is so important. And it's like Cody said, it's a perfect follow-up to the original. I love Arnold in this movie. It's one of my favorite roles of his. It's one of my favorite heroes in movies is the T-800. And my favorite villain next to Vader in movies is the T-1000. Robert Patrick is so good with like, I think he gets like as the cop like 5 lines maybe in the whole movie, but he's so menacing. This movie's amazing. So yeah, this is a hell yes.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Terminator franchise. So I would have actually said no to T2. I do think there's a better T2, but there's not an extra movie, so I'm not bringing it up. T2 Train Spotting.
Ouch.
Oh,
Malcolm, you just dug a hole and you're just gonna sit in it, I think, for the rest of the episode.
Wow.
Hashtag it happens every episode anyway, so
And now let's
you and you're on an action
how
movie?
about now let's
This is
see
gonna
what
be
he
long.
nominates, Cody.
I'm really interested.
After that, I want to.
I'm gonna go with 2004's The Notebook.
I mean, that rowing scene, man.
I said Train Spotting 2 was not an action movie, so
I know, but I'm still terrified.
But anyway,
love you, Malcolm.
it is up to me, and I'm going to bring up Die Hard. This is probably one of the layups Cody was probably referencing at the start, but Die Hard is probably one of the my favorite action movies of all time, and like Bruce Willis just brings everything to the role, and more Alan Rickman as the villain was something that is just really great. Especially when you think about this is Alan Rickman's first sort of feature-length movie role ever. So it's definitely one of those ones which it's great, and whether or not you want to be in the date that it's a Christmas movie, action movie, it's both. And we're not debating that today. But Caleb, what do you say about Die Hard?
I mean, duh. It's Die Hard. Put it on the list. Yeah. John McClane is like one of the top 10 like action heroes. It's kind of a given. So yeah, put it on the list.
Matt, Die Hard.
Okay. I guess I'll try. I don't know how one does that, but speaking of the movie, it's funny. Die Hard used to be my favorite action movie when I first really got into watching like a lot of action movies, but I don't know. Recently, it still is amazing, but I don't know. It still is it makes a yes, so that's what you want, but I don't know what it is. Like, I still love it, but it's just like I think it's just a little bit too overplayed. Like that is a Christmas movie, is it not a Christmas movie? Which it is. It made our top 12 list. I just feel like, and also it's like it's the Dark Knight of action movie where it's like it's always going to make the number one. If it makes the number one on this list, I won't be upset. But I do love the movie, even though it sounds like I'm shitting on it. It's on my list.
And Cody, what would you have said?
Yeah, Die Hard 1 is not my favorite Die Hard, but I do love it. I still think it's a perfect action movie. I figured you would nominate something that featured a Harry Potter cast member at some point, so made me feel a little bit more comfortable that you picked Die Hard. Die Hard is just an amazing movie from start to finish. It literally, I just had the debate about this. It literally changed the action movie genre with it. It's the everyman. It's anybody can do it. I mean, there's maybe other ones, but it's probably the most known. Top Gun's not an action movie. And we'll talk about that later if you pick it up. It's just not an action movie, so this one actually features action. So nice volleyball scenes, but other than that, yeah. So I would 100% say yes to Die Hard.
And that brings us back to Cody. Cody, what is your next pick?
Okay, so I started normal. I'm going crazy. Stay with me. I need you to put the bunny back in the box. I'm going Con Air. I absolutely love Con Air. It is one of my all-time guilty pleasures. Just sitting, Cyrus the Virus, everybody, just be like, the fly-in to Las Vegas and they're tearing everything up. John Cusack just screaming, trying to act like an FBI agent, which no one believes. Like, it's just so corny, and like Nicolas Cage just gets more and more batty near the end of it. It's the perfect cheese of 90s action for me that I will always go back to. It's got the quintessential country love song in it. It's insane. It's just an insane movie. If you haven't seen it, go please watch Con Air. This movie is amazing.
Yeah, I'm just going to say no. And Matt,
That's just. Have you seen it? Have you seen it?
I've seen it.
That's disrespectful.
Matt, what do you say about Con Air?
I hate Cody so much.
Why?
Because I can't say no to you another time.
Yes.
Because why couldn't you just put the bunny back in the box? Sayonara. Boom. This movie is like insane in the best way possible. Like if it was more sane, I would hate it. But they make it. What I like about Con Air is Bruckheimer went just crazy enough that it's tons of fun. But with Simon Poe, he kept it like just grounded enough that you actually give a shit about what's going on, and it's not just like a bunch of like just crazy flashes. You're like, no, but I really want to see him get back to his family. Like that opening scene is actually really upsetting when like the fucking drunk assholes are trying to like assault his wife, and he's just trying to defend her, and he has to go to prison for it, and you're like, God damn! But it is so crazy. Cyrus the Virus. It's so crazy. I mean, yeah, no one
Nothing
believes
makes me
John
sadder
Cusack.
than an agent lost
No,
his bladder.
no one believes John Cusack as an FBI agent, although he does have the great line when he's talking to the dude from Next Generation where it's like, should I write it in crayon like usual? I mean, this movie's great. And it also has Danny Trejo, like right after Heat. So, I mean, yeah, this is a yes.
Caleb, and it's all down to you.
See, Nick Cage made like a trifecta of like 3 perfect cheesy action movies with Con Air, Face Off, and The Rock. And this is my personal favorite of the 3, so I'm glad it got brought up. It's a yes.
And with that, Con Air does make the list. Matt, it's your next nomination.
Okay, so I'm not sure if this one's gonna make the list, but I'm going with Lethal Weapon 2. The reason why I'm going with Lethal Weapon 2 over the first one is I think the first movie is really good, but that beginning when it's Riggs and Murtaugh don't really like each other, once you see the sequels and you see that brotherhood form, it's hard to kind of rewatch that first half. Whereas Lethal Weapon 2, they're brothers from the start. That whole opening chase where it's like, you know, Riggs gets out of the car, he's running, Murtaugh's like, get back in the car, you idiot. And they, only if I could drive. Riggs, you're not going to make it. I'll make it. You're right. I couldn't make it. It's so great. I love the diplomatic immunity. I mean, there's so many great moments. My favorite by far is just, you guys haven't heard about me, but sometimes I just go a little nuts. I know. Eeny, meeny, miny, and mo. This movie is so much fun, but it also has that great heart of the Lethal Weapon series. Once you get to the end and all the spoilers, all the cops and their sort of like crew have been killed off by the South Africans, and Riggs and Murtaugh, like Riggs just loses it, and they just go onto that ship, and it is crazy, but Karen, it also like that fight with the knife in Riggs' leg, it still is like really like you feel it, and that's why I love Lethal Weapon 2. So Lethal Weapon 2 is on the table.
Cody, Lethal Weapon 2 is on the table. What do you say?
So I went in here with 3 layups. Well, I didn't know how much speed was loved, so I didn't consider it a layup, but I should have. Lethal Weapon 1 was my other layup. And I also claimed to just ruin Matt's dreams all night long. But this is the one time I can't do that because Matt makes a very, very good point. 2 is considered, I after he just said that, is 100% right. I kind of like 2 more. For the simple fact that you have to battle between. You already get Riggs and Murtaugh as friends, as partners, as there's no animosity. The flipping in scene when he's sitting on the boat and pretty much the diplomatic and doesn't care, just boom, just go.
It's just been revoked.
Yes, like that line is such 80s or 90s. Where I don't know when this one came
89
out.
came out in 89.
So it's 100% yes for me. Like Lethal Weapon 2 is a correct choice over Lethal Weapon 1. I can't believe I'm okay if Lethal Weapon 1 makes it.
Oh,
but
same, totally.
But Lethal Weapon 2 was a smarter choice in the movie, in the realms of action. Good job.
Caleb, what do you say about Lethal Weapon 2?
Yeah, no, I came on here thinking that Lethal Weapon 1 was going to be the one to get on. But like what Matt said, when you talk about like they're already friends and their relationship is kind of what makes you look at the weapon, Lethal Weapon 2 is kind of the better movie. So that was a good pick. I say yes.
Mark hasn't seen it.
I have seen it actually.
He just hates it.
Roasted.
But I actually would have said no. I actually like the first one more. But I mean, and I might actually bring it up later, but we'll find out.
This is what happens when I was like, I could bring up any of the 4 Lethal Weapon movies, but 2's my favorite. And I honestly thought Cody was going to say no just because I know how much he loves the first one. I thought he was going to say no.
Yeah, I thought so too. But as soon as you started describing, I was like, I can't argue with anything he's saying.
That's what happens when Riggs and Murk are your favorite on-screen duo. You like the movie when they're friends from the start more.
That's true. That's 100% true. Well done.
But anyway, Caleb, what is your next movie you nominated?
All right, guys, go with me here, because I told myself I wasn't going to do a lot of these, and I only am going to do one, and this is my one. I'm taking Batman Forever. Now, Batman Forever, when you look at the context of the 4 Batman movies that we got, 89 has minimal to no action. Returns is just a bad movie, and Batman and Robin is a bad movie, which leaves me with Batman Forever, which is the perfect blend of 90s cheese, solid action, 2 really fun villains. Sure, Val Kilmer is shit in the role, but the movie is so fun that I have to put Batman Forever up as the one superhero movie that I want to make this. So Batman Forever is the one I'm putting on the table.
I mean, this is one that's going to be really interesting to see what happens, but I'm going to say yes because out of the 4 of the ones that would fit on this list, I like this one more than the other ones. 89 is probably a very close second, but as Caleb said, this one does have a lot of good action scenes in it. So yeah, Cody, Batman Forever is on the table.
Go to Matt first. I need to know what Matt says.
Matt, Cody needs to know what you say first.
We're going to second look, boys.
I think it's someone didn't watch Second Look when they said Val Kilmer's a shit Batman.
He is a shit Batman. He's the worst one.
But
Wow.
Mr. Caleb, see what you did here. You're a smart boy. You come onto my show or Malcolm's show.
Your show?
You come onto my show. It's my fucking network. We all know that. It's fine.
Oh.
It's my name. We fucking run this bitch. We just lease it out to Malcolm every Sunday, or whatever day of the week it is. And where do you live again? Never mind. I don't care. That's what you do. You sit there and you watch my little program, Second Look, which airs monthly. Moneyball coming out soon. You watch that Batman Forever episode I did. I fucking hate you because now I have to literally sit here because if I say no, I'm gonna want to cry. But is it an action movie? That's where I just never have thought of Batman as an action movie. Just in general, like I've always been confused when people are like, "Oh, The Dark Knight is a great action movie." It's like, is it? Like, because is Heat an action movie? I guess it is technically. How many spots do we have? We filled
12 and
We've filled up 5.
Five
So
are you?
holy shit, we filled up 5. You know what? Looking at my list and of things that with Cody on the panel, I know could make it. People, if you haven't watched Second Look on Batman Forever, I would say go to the channel you're watching right now. Go to playlist Second Look. It's the video right before Second Look on Smallville, which you should also check out and watch my thoughts on Batman Forever. Because after I say yes to Batman Forever, you're probably going to want to know why. Batman Forever is it cheesy? Yes, but I think the thing that it does have the best action out of all the original Batman movies, but it still has a good story to it. It has that really interesting story of just like, what would an 8-year-old who saw his parents get shot in front of him grow up to be? And I kind of like that it's the first and as of now only Batman movie to really try and talk about that. So yeah, good work, Caleb. I applaud you for that.
and if that Batman Forever does make the list, Cody, what would you have said?
Is Batman Forever the choice we needed? Probably not. That's the one we wanted. So, and sometimes I just like to sit back and watch the world burn. And watching the you have to put Batman Forever on the poll, and to hear the comments that will follow, worth every penny of saying yes to this. So,
Also, Malcolm, I apologize. I blanked out during most of that. I don't know what I said about the program. I don't know where I was going there. You ever just start a joke? You're just like, well, I'm here. I just have to run it through to its course. That's what just happened.
I mean, it's one of those ones that, because on IMDb, like, even though it's not the most reliable source when it comes to genres of movies and stuff, it does have Batman Forever as class as
I mean,
action.
it was an action movie.
Hold on.
You have to remember, like, in 95, that was a summer blockbuster action movie. Like, it was.
Yeah.
In the same way that Jaws in 75 was technically an action movie.
Yeah. But it's back to me, and
Malcolm's like Batman and Robin.
That's a
No.
for me, dog.
Boy.
I'm going to go for a Tom Cruise movie, and it was a very impossible choice to pick which one to suggest. But
Actually, it wasn't. There was only one that came out in the time period that you could choose this from.
well, you ruined my joke, but of course I'm bringing up the first Mission Impossible because one, it's the only one that fits. But and two, this is actually the only Mission Impossible I've seen. So, but I do enjoy this movie, and I do think it's a good action movie. Some people, like, once again, some people may discount it as being a spy thriller and not really actiony, but like, for quite a few of these, I'm using IMDb as the guide, even though it's not the be all end all when it comes to that sort of thing. But I do think it's a good movie. It does have really good action scenes in it. But yeah, Cody, what do you say about Mission Impossible?
I'm gonna lose a lot of people on this one, and that's okay. Yes, in the time frame, sure, but I can't discount what came after, and it is literally the bottom two of my Mission Impossibles. I enjoy Mission Impossible 2 is worse, but that's not. I mean, I think it's great for what it started, but the movies have gotten better, and I understand. But I think there's other movies that deserve the spots, so I have to give a no to Mission Impossible just because I like what came after way more than Mission Impossible 1.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it took a dip before they got better. So,
okay, one movie, and then they're tremendous.
Well,
have you seen 3? It's a brilliant masterpiece.
Have you seen Fallout? It's amazing.
Well, yeah. No, well, as I said, like from what I've heard, it took a dip before it got better. But I wasn't discounting anything that came after because I just haven't seen them. So, Matt, what do you say about the first Mission Impossible?
I actually really like this movie. I know a lot of people hate it. It's one of those where it's like, I totally get it because the plot does get really, like, it really, out of all the Mission Impossible movies, plays into the spy aspect the most. Like, it gets real, like, all, like, crazy. But like Cody said, there's just more better movies that came out in the eras we're talking about that should have a spot over this, even though the fight on the train I think is really fun, and you know the hanging, you know, with the computer is also great, and I'm really happy with what it started because I love the series minus the second one, but it just doesn't measure up to some of the other movies that were, you know, out that we're talking about.
And Caleb, what would you have said about the first Mission Impossible?
I would say the first Mission Impossible is very unbalanced in its plot to action ratio, in the sense that the plot is very convoluted and not good enough to maintain as little like seriously breathtaking action as there is. There's like one really good scene in Mission Impossible with the iconic drop, but other than that, I can't really think of any other like really great action set pieces in Mission Impossible, and the plot's just not interesting enough for me to keep coming back. So, and it's too muddled, so I would have said no.
Anyway, it is back to Cody.
Oh. Okay. We got 6.
6
We
are on the
got
list.
6.
Okay, boys. Bear with me. We're going on a journey. We don't know when we'll be back again, but we're leaving on a jet plane. I'm going Armageddon. I'm going Armageddon from 98. This is a guilty pleasure of mine as well. You'll find out on this list, there are good action movies, and then there are action movies, like 90s cheese ball action movies. That scene when they show up, when they, Matt's going to be able to correct me on all this stuff, but when Harry is shooting the shotgun on the oil rig and he's like, answer, it's like, wrong answer, and shoots, like, fires at him. It's so crazy. And like they're sitting there, they sit in the briefing room, like, how much time do we have? And then like Billy Bob Thornton plays like one of the greatest things. It's probably the first movie since The Lion King, when I was that age, to bawl my eyes out. When Harry turns off the camera and just, like, he's gone, and you're like, no. It was so sad. The group of astronauts is probably one of the best hodgepodge of people you ever put in a room together, but it's so good. Like, Clark Duncan, when he's like up there and he's like dancing in his freaking Speedo, and then they're like, what are you here for? I'm ma'am, I'm just here to drill. So am I. It's got the cheese, it's got the action, it's got the space, a bunch of people that make no sense. It's brilliant. It is a brilliant movie. It's my next nomination.
Well, Matt's clearly happy about that, but I'll save him till last. Caleb, what do you say about Armageddon?
I don't want to fall asleep because I miss you, baby, and I don't want to miss a thing. Yeah, Armageddon's good. It's the probably the definitive 90s action movie, up there with like Con Air and like Face Off for me.
I wouldn't say.
Speed
For
too.
you, okay. For you,
for me. You remember who's talking here? But like Con Air, Face Off, Armageddon, and like T2 are like the 4 action movies that I like immediately think of when we get to 90s. So yeah, I have to give it a yes to Armageddon.
With me, I've still only really seen bits and pieces of this. It's on my list to watch. I'm just waiting for to finally eventually put it onto Netflix New Zealand. So, Matt, say what you want about Armageddon. I think you've got time.
We win, Gracie. God,
Demonetized.
I'm sorry, guys. No, actually, if you do have 30 seconds, they don't get you. The bots don't get you. So don't talk, Caleb, and we'll be fine. This happened in the first rounds. The movie I was going to bring up. Cody brought it first. It happened again. I used to think Cody Newberry was a Red Sox loving asshole. But now I know he's a good guy. He voted for Batman Forever, and then he brought up Armageddon. I can overlook Demolition Man not making the list. He's a good man. This movie is. If you guys have not been on Take 3 for a long time, you obviously don't know my love of this movie. It is big. It is as big as Kurt Russell's mullet in pretty much most movies he does. This movie is amazing. I'm Ben Affleck, Liv Tyler, Bruce Willis, Steve Buscemi, Michael Kirkland, Billy. The cast in this movie is insane, and like they're all really good. Like there's not like an act like, and they're all trying. Like that scene with Will Patton and his ex-wife when the son's like, who is that? Oh, it's just a salesman. And he gives the spaceship and he's like, I'm going to do something. I think it's going to make you proud. And then when they're watching TV and the son's like, that salesman's on TV. That's your dad. Oh, Scott. Yeah. And then, of course, the ending, make sure Truman gets this. No, Harry, I love you. And it's also funny. Like, it lets you have fun. Like, when they are doing that great shot of them all walking and then it just cuts to, oh my God. Why can't I figure it? He's character actors in so many things. He plays the spaceship captain. He's just like, talk about the wrong stuff. It's like, it's great. Of course, this movie gets a yes. Damn, this movie's amazing. I can't hate Cody anymore.
And somewhere in Houston, a certain John Stephen Roker, who's probably not watching our episode anyway, is jumping up and down for joy.
He might now.
But anyway, Matt, what is the next movie you're going to bring up?
Damn it! That was my next movie. So now I gotta. Oh man. Okay, I'm going to bring up 1987's Predator. What I love about this movie is it's kind of two great action movies in one, because it starts off as First Blood Part 2, where it's just like the onslaught, just like a giant army, and the guy's just going down, mowing them down, and then it becomes Alien, and that's also great. The cast in this movie: Schwarzenegger, Weathers, Ventura, Shane Black. Like, it's great. The lines: if it bleeds, we can kill it. What's the matter? The CIA got you pushing too many pencils. There's a sensor of yours. Does he always fly over the wrong side of the tracks? It's amazing. It's so great, so much fun, and one ugly looking motherfucker. It is awesome. It is my favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger performance. It is Predator. Okay, Caleb, sorry that I have an opinion.
Cody, what do you say about Predator?
I think I've been on record on Predator before.
Yes.
This is a B movie. A very bad B movie. Like, this is one your parents are not even glad that you got that B- in that math class. It is bad. This movie is a joke. Arnold does a way better action movie I may bring up when we get closer, but I'm sorry. I had to lay the groundwork to me and Matt's friendship just to run him down, because this is bad. So no thank you.
Caleb, what do you say about Predator?
Best Arnold Schwarzenegger performance? I don't know. Listen, like, in the entire Alien Predator cinematic universe, there are only 2 movies in that franchise that I like, and none of them are Predator movies. So yeah, this is about
to get ugly.
This is a fuck no. This isn't Alien or Aliens. I don't want it. Bye.
That makes my job easier. It would have been a no, just because
you know what? I could get pissed, but you know what? I give up, because I knew what Malcolm was going to say, because I know for a fact he hasn't seen this movie. Because every time I try to talk to him about it, he's like, it's on my list. Okay, can I talk to the people who are in charge of Netflix in New Zealand? Because they don't put on a lot of movies. They only got like the Hobbit and Harry Potter movies over there.
they don't even have Hobbit.
Really? Isn't it filmed in your backyard?
Okay. Caleb, what is the next?
All right. Go with me here. This next one.
I don't think I will, but
I could be picking a different one from this franchise, but I'm picking this one specifically because it is more fun. It is got better performances from some of the supporting cast, and it's got a more fun story. I'm going with the one and only Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. It goes back and forth for my favorite Indiana Jones movie. It has more action when it fights with the Nazi fights going for the Holy Grail. Sean Connery is phenomenal. I love him in this movie as Henry Jones Sr. His back and forth with Harrison Ford is pitch perfect. The entire hunt for the Holy Grail is filled just the Zeppelin and like that whole sequence there with the plane. It's definitely an action movie. So I'm putting Crusade on the list as my next nomination.
The Last Crusade is on the table. Matt, what do you say about it?
There's a lot of things that I love about Last Crusade, but there are 2 movies in the series that I think are superior. So I'm gonna go with a no.
You think Temple of Doom is better than Last Crusade? What?
Yep.
Temple of Doom is the 4th best Indiana Jones movie. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is way better than Temple of Doom. Just saying.
Okay.
Temple of Doom is so shit.
Temple of Doom is better than Diet
Well,
Raiders.
Cody, what do you
That's all
say?
Raiders
about
already.
Crusade?
Okay. Both people said things that I'm not proud they said. 2 people said stuff that I do not respect. But it's kind of like when somebody says Kurt Russell for Matt. Did somebody say Last Crusade? Somebody say Last Crusade? I think they did. I give it a yes because Last Crusade is the best indie movie by far. I love Raiders. Raiders is second for me. It does this always. Every time I watch them, they flip. But I think with Sean Connery and Indy and the way that you see Indy cower to being a child around his dad is insane. I'm not going to tell Matt he's wrong because he is more of a Harrison Ford expert than I am. But again, this comes down to preference. I think Harrison's better acting performances in Last Crusade, just because he's alongside a titan of acting, and they can bring the best out of each other. It does have way more action than the other 2.
Okay, a Titan.
A titan of acting? Yeah. I think most people would consider him an amazing actor.
Action, yes. But
Of
acting.
what?
I said of action, he's definitely a Titan, but acting in
Have
general?
you seen the Untouchables? The man won an Oscar for a reason. Dude's great.
I mean, I love him, but
Just like Harrison Ford, he's not a great actor. He's just an action star, so we'll just put that there. And especially the man that's walked through movies since he won his Oscar. Okay, or has he won an Oscar?
No, he was nominated.
Yeah, Connery has one. Okay, we'll move on from that discussion. I was defending Matt. I don't defend Matt now. Last Crusade, 100% makes the list. Malcolm probably hasn't seen Indiana Jones, so we're
I mean, well, that comment, I'm tempted to just say no to see Cody's head explode.
Just say no. Just say no to piss him off. Do it. It feels great, Malcolm.
But I can't in my good conscience say no to Indiana Jones.
But there's other movies, particularly one that came out in 1981 that you could say yes to.
I don't know which one you're referring to, but I've probably not seen it. But
You haven't seen Raiders of the Lost Ark?
I'm with Cody. I think Last Crusade is better than Raiders. But
Yes!
but I'm going to look at Caleb and go, are you high? Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is not better than Temple of Doom.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's just.
Listen, I will go to my grave saying I would rather watch Skull than Doom.
All right.
But
Last
Last Crusade does make the list.
It doesn't?
No, it does. What do you mean?
You
Everyone except for me said no.
I
yes.
thought Malcolm said no.
No, Malcolm said
said
yes.
yes.
Malcolm said yes.
I
He
said
said
I
he-
wanted to say no to Cody, but I can't say no to Indiana Jones. But anyway, it's back to me, and I'm going to go for a movie that's going to make Josh McCougar scream happy for, and I'm going to go for the first Bad Boys movie. This is one of those ones which made me really want to start watching action movies, because before that, like, I hadn't really watched this, and yes, I actually did see this before I actually started to watch Indiana Jones, but this is one of the ones that I really didn't think I would enjoy, but the performances by Will Smith and Martin Lawrence are great, and like it does have a lot of great action moments, and it's just so hard to explain a little bit. But all the supporting cast I think is brilliant in this. Like, well, yes, I do kind of think the second one is better, but the second one was also in the 2000s, so it doesn't actually count for this list. So, Caleb, what do you say about the Bad Boys?
What do you mean your car doesn't have cup holders? Yes, Bad Boys is great. It's going on this list.
Matt, what do you say about Bad Boys?
I like Bad Boys 2 better. I think Bad Boys 1 is good, but I think there are other movies that haven't been brought up that I would prefer to be on the list over Bad Boys, so it's a no.
Cody, what do you say about Bad Boys?
Is this the one that stars Will Smith and Martin Lawrence?
Yes.
Goes to the
Oh,
other.
then that's a yes. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's on my list. I enjoyed the Bad Boys, both 1 and 2, very much. I don't know if I'd say 2 is better. 2's more ridiculous, if that's what you like in the movies. I think actually 1 tells a really complex story, and it actually has like real action fear put into it. There's a lot of scary moments in that one, like you don't know the outcome. So yeah, I would have said hell yes for this.
But yeah, we've got 3 spots left. Cody, are you able to fill up one of those spots?
I'm terrified now. I've been doing really well. I think I'm about to strike out. Okay. How many we got? 2, 4, 6.
3.
3 spots left. Hell, I'm gonna give it a shot. It's not gonna go good because Matt's gonna say no. Caleb will probably say yes, and Malcolm hasn't seen it. So I'm just doing it because I have to. It's an insane movie. It makes no sense. It's beautiful. That's why I like the action movie. I'm going with The Running Man. Arnold Schwarzenegger in The Running Man is such a dystopian, crazy concept that it works brilliantly. This movie is underrated. It is insane. It flips the action genre on its head for me. So I absolutely love The Running Man. So that's my nomination. We'll see.
Matt, what do you say about The Running Man?
I really like The Running Man. I think it's a lot of fun. It has one of the best Arnold moments with the contract line. I live to see the contract, but I'll be leaving that room because I'm going to ram it down your throat, break your goddamn spine. However, with 3 spots left, I just think there are movies we haven't brought up that I think deserve the spots over Running Man, even though I really do enjoy it, and I'm glad you brought it up, Cody.
Caleb, what do you say about The Running Man?
I was totally gonna bring this up next, so I'm glad he did. Fucking yes on Running Man. Let's go.
And this is literally how I've already predicted it. Here we go, Malcolm.
Yep.
Yeah, about The Running Man. It's a good movie. I really do enjoy it. I'm going to say a slight yes to it.
Yes, really, Malcolm. I'm shocked that you've seen this and none of the Rocky movies. First off,
What?
yeah,
You haven't seen any of the Rockies?
That's why I haven't got my Rocky random match yet, because he doesn't want to schedule it.
This hurts.
It will be scheduled at some stage. I just don't know when yet. But
Yeah, we got to get a screenwriter.
I didn't have the time.
beforehand.
The real reason is I didn't have the time to write the match for Malcolm. That's why he hasn't scheduled it.
but anyway, Matt, what is your next nomination?
I don't know, what the fuck do I nominate? Cody's gonna say no. The most of the picks I got left. Caleb. Well, considering some of them starry for initial person, I know you will. There is one I want to nominate, but considering what got on the list just before this, it would just make me sad about where it would sit on the rankings. So I'm not sure. You know what? I'm going to do this one first. Rocky 3. It is an action movie. It is. Rocky 3 is an action movie. I love Rocky 4, but I actually prefer Rocky 3 when it comes to the ones released in the 80s. I think the story is better. I love that Rocky starts off as sort of cocky, and he doesn't really give Clubber Lang sort of the chance that he should, and then Clubber just completely annihilates him. You lose Mickey, and then you have that great friendship that builds with Apollo, which is so great to see them become friends. And such a great movie. Stallone's great in it. Talia Shire, Carl Weathers. This introduces Mr. T, and he is, in my opinion, the best villain in the whole series. Hey, woman, why don't you come back to my apartment? I'll show you what a real man is like. You want to go? Anytime. I love this movie. It is my third favorite of all the Rocky movies. It's the best action movie out of all the Rocky movies. So Rocky 3 is my next nom.
Yeah, you know what I'm going to say. Caleb,
I
what do
know
you
what
say
you're
about
gonna
Rocky 3?
This is the best Rocky movie. Like, best of just the 1 through 6 Rockies, this is number 1. It is the perfect blend of the grounded Rocky from like Rocky 1 and 2, but also of all the cheesy, campy shit we get in 4, 5, and 6. 3 is like the perfect version of Rocky. So absolutely, it's my third favorite of like the entire Rocky series behind Creed and Creed 2. But this is like my favorite Rocky. So this is totally going on.
Cody, what do you say about the Rocky?
Before I brought up Running Man, I was bouncing in my head. Does Rocky 3 count as an action movie? Because Rocky 3 is my favorite Rocky movie by far. Again, I love every Rocky movie that's come out except for 5, and 6 is meh. The rest are amazing. I have one prediction. Bang! Oh, the lines. It starts with Thunder Lips, the over ridiculous, like the exhibitions and stuff. It's crazy. Yeah, Rocky 3 is a heck yes for me.
Who would do this much for charity? Bob Hope would. Hey, Rock, I think you better call Bob Hope.
And this is one case in which IMDb doesn't agree with you about it being an action movie, but I'm not going to, as I said, I'm not going to use that as the be-all end-all, but
I'm sorry, watch this movie and try to tell me it's not an 80s
Yeah.
action movie.
well, as I said,
100%. A
This is
man
one
dies.
but
I don't think that's the qualifier. A lot of people died in the 80s, Phil.
I know, but shush,
Hey,
man, I'm
guys.
trying to defend him.
hashtag if a man dies.
Fatal Attraction,
movie.
the best action movie.
Caleb, there's one spot left. Can you fill it up?
Phil Malcolm Scott.
Oh, okay. Shit. What do I want to go with? One spot left. It's got to be a banger. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna just do it. We're going back to the 90s. And we're gonna go back to Nicolas Cage in specifics. And we're gonna go right to the movie that made me laugh so hard at the concept, yet pulled it off really well, and it's really fun. That's Face Off. Nick Cage, John Travolta. It is a hell of a lot of fun. Is the plot a little convoluted? 100%. Is it a cheesy 90s movie? Through and through? But it deserves to make a list if we're talking about the best 80s and 90s action movies, because it's so good. There's a bomb about to go off, and John Travolta and Nick Cage are going to face flop. A few days later, that bomb still hasn't gone off. It is the definition of a 90s action movie, and I'm putting it up for debate. Face Off.
I'm going to say no, because there's one spot left, and there's one that I think should be on here that hasn't been brought up yet. So, yeah. I mean, it's a good movie. I just don't think it's top 12. Matt, what do you say about Face Off?
Of course, that's got the ball. I I like Face Off a lot. I think it's hilarious to see two actors who can overact so much having to pretend to be the other, Cage and Travolta. But I just, for the last spot, I just think there's another movie that could take its spot. I think if it was earlier in like one of the first two rounds, I might have said yes, but just with the last spot, I just don't love it enough to give it that. But it is a fun movie.
Cody, what would you have said about Face Off?
Stars the right actor, not the right movie. So I have to give it a no vote.
And with that, Face Off does not make the list. It's down to me, and I'm going to go for one which came out in '99. This is one which really inspired a whole new sequence in movies, and it's a really great science fiction action movie. I'm going for The Matrix. This is one which I think is really good. It is definitely the best one out of that trilogy, by far. And and the action sequences is really good, and I do think it, like all the performances in the movie, are really on par. But yeah, I do think it's good, and I think I know where everyone's going for the votes. Cody, what do you say about Matrix?
Give me a second. That's a bad option. No, thank you. I think this is very overrated. I think it did a lot for the time. You will never convince people that were like adults around 99 that this movie does not make lists. For me, I find it very boring. I don't like that there's two other movies that I can't watch in this franchise from it. I think it's a great sequence. And maybe if you like that, like what The Matrix is about, then it will title to you. But I consider The Matrix the 99 version of Mad Max Fury Road. Highly regarded, not for me. So I have to give it a no vote.
Matt, what do you say about The Matrix?
First thing, The Matrix didn't create bullet time. It was being done in movies before it. I'm sure it just pisses me off. It perfected it, but it didn't create that effect. We already put the best Keanu Reeves 90s action movie on here. It's good. A lot of the concepts are interesting, but it's just like I watched that movie and I don't get it. I as much as I hate Cody, I'm kidding. I love Cody. He said perfectly. It's Mad Max Fury Road for me as well, where it's like I recognize what you were doing is to a high standard, but it's just not for me. Great movie. There's other action movies I would want on the list over it.
Caleb, what would you have said on The Matrix?
Cody nailed it when he said that it was the 1999 version of Mad Max Fury Road. Like, I literally never thought of it that way, but that's exactly how I feel about it. I feel about those two movies the same way. And I'm sure it's like well crafted, but I don't find it appealing in any sort of way. So.
I'm learning how much I hate Caleb and Cody. I also have a lot of similar opinions to them on this list. On this rankum.
This is the easiest rankum besides Malcolm. He just hates his wife, but us, we're all in sync pretty much.
And the chat's really blowing up with people really disappointed Matrix didn't make the list. Cody,
I can feel
can you finalize the list?
Sure, I think so. Maybe. He stole my Humvee. I'm going The Rock. Nick Cage, Sean Connery. It's okay if it doesn't make the list. I'm not. At this time, there's a bottom feeder in everybody's list, and you need a 12. And The Rock is a perfect thing that is the 90s. I think that I like watching. Normally, when I watch Con Air, I follow with The Rock. It's my double feature normally because they're both just great back to back for me. But yeah, vote with a yes if you want to. Don't, then Sean Connery will haunt your dreams tonight.
Matt, are you going to get another Sean Connery and another Nicolas Cage movie on the list?
The first time I saw The Rock, I really, really loved it. every time since then it gets weaker and weak. I love Connery in the movie, and I love Michael Biehn. Particularly the shower scene is great. General Hummel, I could not give my men that order, but I just it's
my Demolition Man for you.
It's that again. It's a great movie. It's just it's just not for me. Yeah, I love Connery and Michael Biehn in it though. I will say that. And the great line is still, "Winners go home and fuck the prom queen." Brenda was the prom queen. Great exchange of lines there. We'll give it that.
Okay, Caleb, what do you say about The Rock?
I'd love that all three of the movies from the Nick Cage 90s action trilogy got nominated. It's my least favorite of the three, but it's still like one that I love, so I'll give it a yes.
I mean, I like The Rock as an actor. I do not like The Rock movie.
Get out of my face.
And Cody's perfect streak has ended.
Yeah, but he doesn't seem to be broken up about that.
I just love the fact everyone thought I was about to say I had not seen it.
I was betting money.
But Matt, what is the next movie you're going to bring up?
I'm going to bring up, and it probably won't. Well, maybe I'm going to bring up GoldenEye. It's my favorite of the Bond movies. It's the best of the Brosnan era by far. It is a great 90s action movie. The thing I like about it is like it came out in 95, which that was right around the time when like action movies in the 90s started getting really crazy. And then we got GoldenEye, which really went back to kind of like the Connery stuff where it was just like a real simple plot. It has my favorite villain from the whole series, 006. It's just a great, fun movie. It has some fun moments to it. And yeah, it's just an awesome 90s action movie.
Cody, what do you say about GoldenEye?
Yeah, so I'm not a huge fan of Brosnan as Bond, but this is by far the best Brosnan. I really enjoy this movie a lot. When I say I don't like him as much, I think I like Craig better. That's just personal preference. But GoldenEye is kind of like the Skyfall of that for me. I love Skyfall so much, and I think GoldenEye is a beautiful, beautiful. It like shows that he really wanted to be Bond at that moment. You can tell throughout the entire thing. So, it's the one I put down on my list. It was in my top 12 to begin with. If you got that far, so The Rock didn't make it, so GoldenEye definitely does for me.
Caleb, what do you say about GoldenEye?
Of all the James Bond movies we could put on the list from this era, this is the best one. This is in my top 5-6 Bond movies. I think Craig is the best Bond, and Brosnan is probably in the contention for my least favorite, but this movie is really good. So I'm going to vote yes on GoldenEye.
He's my favorite, and this is also my favorite Bond movie. I just said that term.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. No, it's like Bond is.
I can see it.
Bond is like choosing a Batman. Everyone has their reasons for having their favorite.
You're right.
Yeah.
Brosnan's your favorite?
Yeah, Brosnan's my favorite. He has best.
Because Matt was born in the wrong decade. He needed to be like a teenager in the 80s and go on. You don't even have to explain it. I know
he's my favorite because he's the best combination. Like, I don't like how dark kind of Craig gets.
That's fair.
And I like the fact that Brosnan can still have dark moments, but he still has that fun, like, 60s Connery stuff going for him. He's just my favorite mix, because I'm a huge Bond nut. He's just a great mix for everything for me. So that's why he's my favorite.
Yeah.
How civil are we on this rank? What the hell's going on?
But yeah,
I don't know how civil we're going to be when it comes to ranking time. That's all I'm saying.
But yeah, for me, Sean Connery is my favorite Bond.
He's my number 3.
This isn't my favorite Bond movie, but my favorite one is not in this decade. This isn't even my favorite one in this decade, but I would have suggested this as well.
Which one is your favorite? I'm just wondering.
License to Kill.
That's one of my
fair.
favorites. That's
Fair.
one of my
I like
favorites.
Living Daylights more than that one though.
I love the Dalton. People don't talk about the Dalton stuff. Those two movies are great. They're awesome. I was between bringing up Living Daylights or GoldenEye, but I had to go.
But Cody, do you have any honorable mentions?
Well, of course, Terminator, Lethal Weapon. I figured when we already had those on there, we don't need to waste time on putting their sequels. That would just become too much. I wrote The Rock. I just deleted them all off there. Trying to think. Is there any other ones that really stood out to me? No, I'm pretty satisfied with everything that was brought up. Again, there's probably some cheesy ones I could forget and need on there, but I think I think the fun thing about this list is it's a good mix of just people that consider the elite of 80s and 90s and the slapstick crazy of 90s and 80s. So I like that we got a mixture of all of it.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see that flipping post when these go up. Oh, can I not?
Dude, I don't care. I love this list. Even though there are some that I don't love, I love this list.
Matt, what honorable mentions did you have?
So ones that could have made the list if I had brought them up at a different time. Raiders was one, but once Crusade was brought on, I was like, I could bring it up, but everybody here already loves Crusade more, so it's like, what's the point? Give a spot to a non-indie movie. Living Daylights was another one that I was going to bring up. And then for the ones that, based on the panel, I knew wouldn't make the list, Top Gun for me, Escape from New York, Kickboxer, Sudden Death, Cliffhanger. Those are pretty much it for the ones that I was like, I could bring up, but I already know Cody's going to say no. Also, shout out to my boy, Pat Campbell, Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, I mean, I would have suggested Big Trouble in Little China. But Caleb, what honorable mentions did you have?
Yeah, I was a coin toss between Raiders and Last Crusade for me, but right now Last Crusade's my favorite, so I'm going with that. Air Force One, I think counts. I like that one a lot.
Yes.
Face Off and little shout out to Red Heat. Kind of like that one. So.
What?
Total Recall also.
Red Dawn, sorry, not Red Heat. Red Dawn. Ugh.
Oh.
Whoa, two ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, Red Dawn. Sorry.
But yeah, for me, I had Air Force One as well. I had Under Siege. I had Rush Hour, which is action comedy. I had The First Left Weapon. I had Beverly Hills Cop. I had Scarface. I even had The Blues Brothers, which again is an action comedy, but I don't know where they would have landed. So, but
it could fit.
But hey, I never thought Rocky 3 would make this list, but
it 100% deserves to be.
But
yeah, Malcolm, you never thought a Rocky movie would make this list. Shocking.
Well, from what I've heard about Rocky, I saw them more as dramas than action. So, from what I knew of,
Malcolm, just say what you heard from me talking about the Rocky movies.
But anyway, but we now get to the fun part of ranking, and just to recap what we've got on the list, we've got Speed, we've got Terminator 2 Judgment Day, we've got Die Hard, we've got Con Air, we've got Left Weapon 2, Batman Forever, Armageddon, Last Crusade, Bad Boys, The Running Man, Rocky 3, and GoldenEye. Cody, what do you have for number 12?
No offense. GoldenEye.
Matt, what do you have for 12?
No offense. The Running Man.
Caleb, what do you have for 12?
I also have GoldenEye.
And I also have The Running Man.
Oh, wow.
All right, guys.
I'm okay with 12 and 11, whichever one you want to put it in. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, I'm fine with either way of that.
Save some time, unless you want to.
Charger says Running Man, so we do Running Man 12, GoldenEye 11. I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, you're wrong, but it's fine.
I mean,
Because
I
Running
can
Man
say
would
you're
probably
wrong,
have been my 11 too, so that's fine.
I mean, GoldenEye was what I was going to put at 11. Was going to do for 11 myself. So
This one's
actually, from this list, this is really freaking tough. So, two people on this panel, don't hate me for my next choice. Just understand I like the other movies on the list more. That's why I'm picking this one.
but
Give me a second. I'm not ready. I'm not ready at all. Do not.
He cannot pick from these children fast enough, Malcolm.
This is tough.
It is.
Okay.
Okay. I don't care what the people on the comments on the poll are going to say. We made a really good list.
yeah,
I guess I'll go with that one. Give me a second.
Yeah,
Especially the ones for the top 10. Holy
but Caleb, what do you have for 10?
Lethal Weapon 2.
Matt, what do you have for 10?
my bad boys.
Oof.
Cody, what do you have for 10?
I put Last Crusade.
Ooh.
Really? That low. Okay.
I put Rocky 3.
Wow.
So what is
I
it?
will go. I will switch mine. I don't know if Matt will switch his after I switch mine, but I'll go Lethal Weapon 2.
Fuck no, I'm not switching it to Lethal Weapon 2. What's Malcolm
I'll do
got?
Bad Boys. I'll do Bad Boys.
Okay.
I'll do Bad Boys. That's fine.
Such a very civil panel day. It's so strange.
I'm sorry, me, Caleb, and I consider them
It's
friends.
like our children.
Hey, because can I just say, I know I said things with Crusade and I had my whole little sticky moment. I love all of the Indiana Jones movies. Guys, it's me. Like, it's indie. I just like Raiders better. It's my second favorite film of all time.
I don't know why I raised my ball, but then again, I'd be running up a brick wall over and over again if I kicked.
Has Malcolm seen all the movies on this list? I'm trying to remember.
Well, the only two is Rocky 3 and Armageddon that I haven't seen.
Two of the best.
And I don't want to miss a thing.
When I dream of you.
But Cody, what do you have for 9?
Diplomatic Immunity. Lethal Weapon 2.
Matt, what do you have for 9?
I think a perfect spot for this movie that I didn't think would even count would be numbers 9. I have Batman Forever.
Caleb, what do you have for 9?
Lethal Weapon 2 is not moved.
And my vote doesn't confuse anything because I still kept Rocky 3. But so Lethal Weapon 2 is going to be at number 9.
Pour one out for the homies. As Jack Nicholson said in Batman 89, hurt Bob, and I don't hurt either.
But Caleb, what do you have for 8?
Had a good run. Batman Forever.
Matt, do you still have Batman Forever?
Yeah, it's not Batman Forever. I love it, but I just don't think it belongs in like top 5.
Cody, what do you have?
I apologize, Matt. I forgot about Batman Forever. Batman Forever. It should have been Lethal Weapon. Should have been. That's my bad, bro.
Did Cody change his vote? Can we make Lethal Weapon 2?
Nope.
That's my bad. That's my bad.
I mean, Cody could have changed his vote at the time that Lethal Weapon 2 made the list, but
If you want to know my honest opinion, I didn't have it written down because I didn't realize we let Batman on the list. That's my bad. That's my bad.
Wait, I picked Batman in the last round.
Oh,
Yeah, when you wrote down Batman, he had written down something else, and then they immediately wrote down Batman.
Cody doesn't listen, just
No,
the chat.
no. That's what brought it up. You wrote it down, and I was just like, I already wrote Lethal Weapon 2. And I was
Oh,
just like,
okay, and you just didn't. Okay, I understand.
So
I understand.
then that's why it made me write it next time.
Listen, Lethal Weapon 2 is on the list.
Yeah, you're good.
And Batman Forever.
I don't have my pick yet. I'm still deciding.
God, no.
This is legit
I
tough.
don't
guys.
have my pick yet. I'm sorry. This is so fucking. Oh my god. Oh man. Oh, again, don't hate me, guys. It's just I like some of the other ones better than this one. Oh man. And this hurts what I have for number 7.
Yeah, I have to go with this one. I love it, but I have to go here. It just makes sense.
But Cody, what do you have for 7?
I have one. This is the word pain. This feels a little bad. This is pain. This is Rocky 3.
Matt, what do you have for 7?
I have Con Air.
Oh, that's disrespectful.
That's
in the terms of
I
action.
like it. I like the rest of the movies on here more.
Caleb, what do you have for 7?
I have the Tiger, Rocky 3.
Really?
I was going to go
action.
for Rocky 3. Then I thought I'd stop running up and down this wall, but Rocky 3 is going to make 7 because I put T2 Judgment Day.
Whoa!
That's
That's
7?
disrespectful.
Wow.
I mean, I made my feelings on the Terminator franchise clear. So
Malcolm, you made your bed and you are lying in it.
welcome to my world.
Oh my god! I hear his voice is like, welcome to my world. Why do I do this to myself every week?
I'm used to people criticizing for my takes.
Hey, Malcolm,
What spot are we deciding for? 6?
Malcolm,
6.
Malcolm, I have an entire show about people that disagree with my opinion. It's called Second Look. I get it.
But yeah,
I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
He cannot choose between these children fast enough.
I mean, is that what you say to your wife all the time?
What did I say? I don't even know what I said.
You said, I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
Malcolm, listen. It was a good dent. I'll give you that. It was a good dent.
This one's gonna divide the world in half. Sorry.
But Cody, what do you have for 6?
And I don't want to miss his reaction. Armageddon. I brought it up.
Matt, what do you have for 6?
No, I don't feel bad still having Con Air.
Caleb, what do you have for 6?
Armageddon.
Oh my god. Malcolm, please have Con Air.
Yeah, no, I didn't change my vote.
That's insane that you have T2 on that and you haven't seen 2 of these. Or one of these. 2 of these? One of these?
Oh my god.
Well, I mean, it's one of those ones like
Malcolm, you just could have helped me to get it to just one more spot above this.
well, to be fair, this is probably why I would have voted again because I'd never seen it. So,
but you just hate you just hate T2 that much.
yeah.
Okay.
But Caleb, what do you have for 5?
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Matt, what do you have for 5?
Con Air.
And Caleb, Cody.
Last Crusade. Don't ever do that again.
Yeah, I didn't change my vote, so you know.
Oh my gosh, Malcolm.
Are you Crusade it? Well, I guess it's fine. But
Of
Malcolm,
the ones
really?
left,
Really?
Yeah. So what's left? Got Speed, T2, Die Hard, and Con Air.
Look at that. Malcolm,
I'm gonna watch after I watch Game of Thrones. After I get off this call, I'm going to go watch one of these movies.
I don't watch Game of Thrones, so I'm going to watch one of these movies.
Cody, what do you have for 4?
Malcolm, why didn't you just put the bunny back in the box?
Matt, what? You still have Con Air?
Sayonara, Con Air.
And Caleb, what do you have?
Yeah, time to put her down, Con Air.
Then I've still got Terminator 2.
Oh my gosh.
How?
Well,
Okay, so we got Speed, T2, and Die Hard. Wow, this is fucking tough. Oh,
I have to go on this on rewatchability. That's what I'm going with. Because that's what I crave in an action movie. If I can pop it in and blow things up.
that's what I'm going with too. And the problem is these three are, you know what? That's what I'm basing my criteria off to.
Matt, what do you have for 3?
I love the first one more, and I watch it more. So T2. I'm sorry, I watched the first movie more.
Cody, what do you have for 3?
I have 100% agree with Matt. It's T2.
Oh my god,
Caleb?
As much as I love the movie, with what's left, yeah, T2 Judgment Day.
This is insane that me and Matt
I can
agree
stop
this much on all.
buying
we
on
have
this.
agreed so much on this list. It is Thunderbolts and Lightning. Very, very frightening. I'm sorry,
Oh,
Malcolm.
insane.
Did I bring up that song? Sorry about that.
That you hate?
Like you hate T2?
I like Bohemian Rhapsody more than I like T2.
You literally fell on the sword the same way as you did Bohemian Rhapsody. T2 and
And you know
Bohemian
what?
are the
No,
same.
I'm sorry. Can I just say that's what I respect about Malcolm? Because some people, they would keep their mouth shut about stuff like that. But, and I'm being legitimately sincere.
Yeah.
I like Malcolm. That's my reference, because I'm the same way where I'm like, if I like something, I'll say it.
And I mean, it's not that I hate Bohemian Rhapsody. It's literally my number 13 Queen song anyway.
It's okay.
So
We have a whole episode talking about it, Malcolm. You guys can find it on the channel.
anyway,
Caleb,
Caleb, what do you have for your number 1 pick?
I feel the need. Speed.
Matt, what do you have for 2?
I said at the top, it's my favorite action movie. It hasn't changed. Speed.
And Cody, what do you have?
Don't drop below 50 speed.
But yeah, I'm just dying hard on this hill, but
Oof. Your puns, I can't take them.
why are they too punny for you?
Oh, I'm out.
Oh, God, Malcolm. The question you have to ask yourself is this a pun Matt would make? If the answer is yes, don't.
But anyway, it's time to recap the top 12 action movies of the 80s and 90s. At number 12, we've got The Running Man. At number 11, we've got GoldenEye. Number 10, we've got Bad Boys. At number 9, we've got Lethal Weapon 2. At number 8, we've got Batman Forever. At number 7, we've got Rocky 3. At number 6, we've got Armageddon. At number 5, we've got Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. At number 4, we've got Con Air. At number 3, we've got Terminator 2 Judgment Day. At number 2, we've got Die Hard. At number 1, we've got Speed. And so it definitely is a good list. But as always, I'll have the poll up very shortly with the 4 options for next week's episode. So it's going to be interesting to see what makes it. Cody, where can people find you online?
You can find me all over this trivia community. If you've shown up here, you pretty much know where I'm at. But at my new show, Wednesdays, Your List Sucks. I've been on ranking shows for way too long and hearing other people's opinion. Now I get to rip people's opinions on show live. I don't get a personal pick on that show. So if you want to just come on the show and put your list and have to put me through the torture of top 10, great. But if you can't handle roasting or ridicule, don't come on my show. This week is Disney live action movies. I have some lists on there. So this should be a very interesting week, and hopefully I have a show to go to number 3, episode 3. So yeah, check me out there.
I mean, definitely not as interesting as more or less interesting than the animated one.
This may break the chat. This may break the chat.
Oof. Matt, where can people find you online?
You guys, as always, can find me at @Matthew on Twitter, MattMovies611 on YouTube and WordPress, and right here I host Second Look, which airs monthly. The reason why Moneyball has been a little late is just because I've been very busy recently with some big life events. But Moneyball will be coming sooner rather than later, and I also host Rhyme and Reason with Sandy Robinson. We are figuring out a time to record this week. Hopefully the next episode, which funnily enough is on 80s action movies, will be going up soon. This was a ton of fun. I love talking about action movies, so this was a lot of fun, guys. Yeah, it was as fun as 80s and 90s action movies are.
Caleb, where can people find you online?
I'm over on Multiplex Entertainment. I'm one of the head admins. I run Fandom Fight with Kane McMillan. That's usually on Fridays. We're gearing up for the Summer Series tournament, so check it out. We're going to be dropping a ton of matches over the course of this week to catch up a bit. Also, Cody runs Warzone over there with Caleb Boatman and Brian Michaels. We also have a bunch of shows, Crisis on Earth Plex, the After Show on Mondays, and Your List Sucks, which Cody already plugged. Yeah, so if you want to see all of us, the whole gang's over at Multiplex. So.
You can find me, as always, on Take 3 Productions, hosting Rankin every Sunday night. You can also find various other things here, like the Summit and a whole bunch of other things which pops up. You can also find me competing in trivia all over the place on Multiplex, Full Metal Trivia, and all that. I host Full Metal Random over on Full Metal Trivia. This week is a Wes Anderson match with Henry Sanchez up against Zach Ford and Chase Geyer. So it's going to be a lot interesting to see what happens there. And always Twitter Letterboxd Stardust at Melkor. And until next week, keep listing shit.